So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lucy and today I want to do a video that I've not really seen many people do. I might have been the first to do this, I'm not sure. But I've been watching a lot of videos where YouTubers kind of talk about the products or, you know, whether it's beauty or fashion that other YouTubers have made them buy, in terms of watching loads of videos and then being like, okay, I need to get that instantly. So I was like, why not turn this onto books? And there are so many books that BookTube has made me buy. So I wanted to share my choices with you that BookTube has definitely made me buy. So do let me know down in the comments what books BookTube has made you buy, and let's get this conversation started, because I have spent so much money after watching review videos, book hauls, the whole thing. BookTube is just quite dangerous in terms of like buying all the books. So let's get going. I have 5 books that really stuck out for me, the ones that I probably wouldn't have gotten without watching BookTube. The first book or series is definitely Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. So this is the Percy Jackson series. I'm holding up the Battle of the Labyrinth right now because this is one that I haven't actually read yet and was in my room. And this series is an interesting one because when I was growing up, the biggest thing was Harry Potter. Like for this age group, kind of the 9 to 12 age group, I kind of missed the Percy Jackson phase. So when I started watching BookTube and everyone was obsessed with Rick Riordan, just honestly, I watched so many videos where everyone was kind of like gushing over the Percy Jackson series, and then there's like the Magnus Chase series, and there's so many different series set in this world that I just thought, okay, I need to buy this series immediately. And what I did was I read the first 3 books a while ago, to the point where now I can't even pick up this series anymore and finish it because I have no idea what the plot is anymore. So in order to finish the books, I've got 2 books left in the series on my shelf. In order to finish those off, I'll probably have to reread the series, which I don't really have time for. So I'm a bit annoyed because obviously I want to read this series and kind of catch up with the hype, but honestly, I just haven't had a chance to read this yet. But I saw many reviews of this, many people talk about it. Whenever there is a new Rick Riordan book coming out, BookTube just seems to like stop. I just wanted to give this one a shout out because if you have not encountered a booktuber who loves Rick Riordan, then you have not watched enough BookTube. Okay, so one book or series, shall I say, that really stuck out for me when I was kind of picking the books to include in this video was City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. So the Mortal Instruments series, I had been watching BookTube for quite a while and I had never actually started making videos at this point, but I just had heard so much about the Mortal Instruments series. People were talking about it, people were obsessed with it, and I was like, what is this series? I mean, I hadn't really read a lot of fantasy. I'd only really read like the Twilight Saga, of course, the Hunger Games, stuff like that. But in terms of like urban fantasy like this, I'd never heard of. So when I started watching BookTube, and this was kind of the series at the time that everybody was obsessed with, and it was before the movies came out, before the TV show came out, and the Mortal Instruments series was really kind of the hot thing, I was like, that's it, I have to buy the series. And now, many years later, I have bought all the series. I'm a huge Cassandra Clare fan and I am still obsessed with the Mortal Instruments. I still think it is one of the best series that I've read, and I have to be thankful to BookTube for that because Cassandra Clare is just incredible. So I guess that is one of the series that BookTube really pushed on me, and I'm very thankful that it has been, because what would I do without, you know, Jace Wayland and Will Herondale in my life? The #1 YA author who was pushed on me via BookTube, I just saw so many like reviews and so much love for, is V.E. Schwab, and this is A Darker Shade of Magic. So this book especially, I've just seen so much hype about. I see so many reviews and so many people love V.E. Schwab. I had to buy it. I've still not read this book. I have this book and the second book in the series, and I've still not read them. I have read This Savage Song though by V.E. Schwab, which I adored. I thought that was incredible. So if this is half as good as that is, then I'll be really impressed. V.E. Schwab is one of those authors who just writes really different fantasy. I mean, it's quite like unique fantasy, and I think that is probably one of the reasons why so many people on BookTube love her. But I've seen so much love for this author, so V.E. Schwab is definitely up there on the authors that BookTube made me buy. Okay, next up we have an adult fantasy book or series that I have seen so much hype about on BookTube, and initially I was a bit I think this is before I started really loving fantasy as well. I was just like a bit hesitant to get into it, but then when I started reading more fantasy, I was like, okay, I can't avoid the series anymore. I've got to try and read it. It is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. So I know a lot of people on BookTube love Patrick Rothfuss. They love this book. I have not yet read it, sadly. It is a bit of a beast of a book, but hopefully I'll get around to it very, very soon. I've just heard so many good things about this, and this is one of the key books that I'd seen a lot of videos about, so I really just wanted to know what the hype was about, I guess. So I ordered it, and it's been sitting on my shelf for like 4 years now, so I really better get around to reading this. So this is book 1 in the Kingkiller Chronicles, and this is more kind of traditional adult dark fantasy. So I am a big fantasy fan, as you know, so I know I'll enjoy this, I just know it, and it's all thanks to BookTube. Finally guys, the #1 book that YouTube made me buy because I just couldn't escape it. I still can't escape it actually. I'm still kind of riddled with guilt that I haven't read this yet. It is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This book, I remember, was everywhere. I don't know if you've been watching BookTube for long, but surely you can't have ignored this book. You can't have not seen it. So this is the start of a series, and it's all kind of like alternate futuristic fairy tales. So this is Cinder as in Cinderella, but Cinderella is a cyborg. Yeah, it sounds well up my street, but the only issue is it's just kind of fallen towards the back of my bookcase and not really been given much love. So I really do need to get around to reading this, especially because Marissa Meyer is one of those authors that I hear amazing things about. I've also just got a proof copy of Renegades, the next novel by Marissa Meyer, so I'm going to be reading that soon. So I kind of need to know what the hype is about there. So yes, I'm really excited about this book, and this was just everywhere. So many people love this book. I think most people on BookTube have probably read it, and I'm probably one of the few who haven't. So if you have read this book, how did you find it? Was it because you saw a review on BookTube? Let me know the details. Anyway, I really hope I do get around to this soon because it does seem awesome. So guys, those are the books that BookTube made me buy. Do let me know down in the comments which books BookTube made you buy, and also I'd be interested to know if there's any books that I've made you buy. I mean, which books have I been harping on about enough that have made you kind of buy them? That'd be also really interesting to know. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, why not give it a thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel for weekly bookish updates, and I'll see you next time guys. Bye!